The Barbary Wars were a series of conflicts between the United States and the North African Barbary states, specifically Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli, in the early 19th century. These wars were a response to the Barbary states' practice of demanding tribute payments from nations trading in the Mediterranean and seizing ships and crews that refused to pay. Here's a breakdown of the two main wars and their significance. The First Barbary War, 1801 to 1805. Causes: end of British protection. After the American Revolution, British warships no longer protected American merchant ships from Barbary pirates. Barbary states demanding tribute. The Barbary states demanded tribute from the United States for safe passage in the Mediterranean, a practice European nations had tolerated for years. Barbary states demanding tribute. The Barbary states demanded tribute from the United States for safe passage in the Mediterranean, a practice European nations had tolerated for years. Jefferson's refusal to pay. President Thomas Jefferson, believing it undermined American sovereignty, refused to pay increased tributes demanded by the Barbary states. Key events: Jefferson authorized the deployment of the newly formed U.S. Navy to the Mediterranean. The Battle of Derna, a combined force of U.S. Marines led by William Eaton and Allied mercenaries, successfully captured the city of Derna, which helped to pressure Tripoli to negotiate a peace treaty. The burning of the USS Philadelphia. Lieutenant Stephen Decatur led a daring raid into Tripoli harbor to destroy the captured American frigate USS Philadelphia, preventing it from being used by the Barbary pirates. Outcome: a peace treaty with Tripoli was negotiated, resulting in the U.S. paying a ransom for prisoners, but ending the need for future tributes to Tripoli. The war boosted American national pride and the reputation of the U.S. Navy. The Second Barbary War, 1815. Causes: Barbary piracy resumes. While the U.S. was focused on the War of 1812, the Barbary pirates, particularly Algiers, resumed their attacks on American merchant vessels. Key events: President James Madison authorized naval action against Algiers. Commodore Stephen Decatur led a U.S. Navy squadron to the Mediterranean and quickly defeated the Algerian fleet. Outcome: Decatur forced Algiers to sign a treaty ending tribute payments and granting full shipping rights to the U.S. This war solidified the U.S. position in the Mediterranean and further reduced Barbary piracy. Significance of the Barbary Wars: established U.S. sovereignty. The wars demonstrated the young nation's ability to protect its interests and assert its rights on the international stage. Growth of the U.S. Navy. The conflicts led to the establishment of a permanent U.S. Navy and the development of naval strategy and power projection capabilities. Shift in foreign policy. The U.S. moved from a policy of paying tribute and appeasement to a more assertive stance against threats to American commerce. Inspiration for future leaders. The actions of naval heroes like Stephen Decatur inspired future generations of American servicemen.